broken. We're for it. No!
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another riveting review. Now, I gotta say, it's nice to get something enjoyable, right? Now, it's pretty obvious, you know, if you've been paying attention to the MCU stuff, that it's not has been great. The movies, not that great. The TV shows, with some very, very rare exceptions like X-Men 97, not too great. So, and of course there was a lot of concerns and worries when they announced, hey, we're gonna do Deadpool. And it's like, okay, well, what is a R-rated MCU movie gonna look like, you know? And then, you know, you start to hear more. It's like, oh, they got Hugh Jackman back as Wolverine. They gotta get him in the suit. You know, a lot of worries, a lot of concerns. You're wondering, like, okay, what is this going to do? And you know what it did? It entertained me. That's the beauty of it. The simplest thing I can say about this film. It entertained me. Is it the most Shakespearean plot you have ever heard of? No. But the thing is, it has a very simple, maybe bare bones plot. But what it is, it makes the ride enjoyable from the start to the end. It's got enough of a plot that works and has characters and writing in those characters that makes you enjoy it regardless of how thin the plot can be. You know, you're really invested into it. You're enjoying it. You're having a good time. It's a film that's not afraid of its comic book origins, like a lot of movies kind of seem to be. You know, it embraces it. It embraces, you know, the references. It embraces the good and the bad. It even takes quite a number of pot shots at the current trend of Disney Marvel, you know? It has a little bit of fun in that. It even takes fun of its own self, you know? And yeah, there are a number of cameos. I am not going to spoil them in this video because I feel like this is a movie you should see for yourself, however you're going to see it. So we're just gonna go for that. Now, I think, without really spoiling it, like, the plot does have some, like, multiversal elements, but unlike other movies, where it's just, they keep dragging the stakes up and up and up and up, and it's like, oh, multiverse, it's like, oh, if you don't do this, the villain's gonna destroy everything, and so, there's a little bit of that, but the thing is, the way they do it is, they make the story matter, the characters matter, because, like, Wade's journey throughout this, he's trying to save the people he cares about, you know, and there's a specific scene he has with Wolverine where it's in the trailer. He goes, like, these people are my world, like, these people in this photo, they are my world, they are people I care about, you know, and it's great because you've had history with those characters, and you can feel it in Deadpool's character when he says he cares about them. He wants to keep them safe, you know, like, they are my world. It's the best way to introduce stories like that. You know, you have characters that people you care about in there, you know, instead of just some blanket like, oh, the world's going to die. That's kind of bad, you know. It's like, it helps to have characters that the protagonist cares about to save, so that way we feel the tension. We're immersed into it, you know. And Deadpool has always been like a comedic, out there character, just wacky and fun, you know. And and you would think that, especially with Disney Marvel doing like crazy comedy these days, that they would kind of break up the seriousness with terrible jokes or whatnot. But the thing is that they kind of don't. And this, shockingly, they are very specific on when they needed to be humorous and when they needed to be serious. Like, when you get to some serious moments, they are serious moments. They're not immediately undercut with a joke. You know, they know when to keep it there. So it's got a good balance to it. You know, the dynamic between Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman's characters are impeccable. You know, they're great. It really sells the buddy cop adventure like thingy going on. Like this is like a Lethal Weapon type situation. You have like your Mel Gibson and your Danny Glover's characters just joining up and doing some crazy shit, and they're just at odds with one another. And they have like crazy good fights. You know, they really take advantage of the fact that these two characters have regeneration, so they just really go into each other, just like blood and gore everywhere. You know, it's just like, oh, crazy epic action. You know, other characters like the cameo characters, like they were very nice to go in, and it was respectful. And that's another thing. This was a love letter and a send off to a prior era of Marvel films. This was a love letter to everything that came before from the Fox era and even other stuff, you know? This was a love letter to people who are fans of certain movies back in the day. Like, you know, I'm trying not to spoil anything, but from those movies, you know, they have the good, they have the bad, they acknowledged them. Even in the credits, during the credits, they post a behind the scenes, like series of behind the scenes reels of interviews of like of the various actors in their movies, you know, stuff from the Fox stuff, and they even had a clip from Fan Four Stick, which I despise that movie, but I can acknowledge and respect them for going, hey, we know we had some stinkers in our roster, but hey, it's part of us. We're gonna accept it. That's what we are, you know. This was made with love and care. This was made by people who kind of understood it and just fan service, you know. So maybe the plot isn't the most complex thing in the world, but it doesn't need to be. It's a movie that knows what it is. It is a movie for fans to enjoy and to be a love letter to a whole different era before we got the MCU as it is, you know, when these movies were all split off and you were kind of gambling on what was going to be good, what wasn't, you know, and it wasn't always the best results, and they show it in this movie that, like, hey, that was good, and they even give respect to various characters from the good and the bad and the stuff that didn't quite get made, you know. It's a very meta movie in a sense, or at least a little bit meta. Because if you kind of pay attention to certain stuff where you're in the know, you kind of catch it and you're like, okay, that's kind of interesting, you know, and you get a kick out of it. For a normie, I don't know, I think maybe you might be a little bit lost, but it's just it was a good, entertaining film, and I think that's just the primary thing I have to emphasize. It is entertainment above all else. You are entertained with the characters. You are entertained with the action. You are entertained with the story. You are entertained with even just cameos that are done pretty well, and they're not like tasteless like in Multiverse of Madness or in The Flash, where they're just kind of there. There's sort of a reasoning. There's a point to it, and there's also like, hey, here's some respect to these characters, even if, you know, some of their stuff that they come from wasn't the best thing made, you know? And that's what I feel like this movie is. It is a love letter and a send-off to a bygone era, I guess. You know? It is a movie that is meant to entertain, and that's what I think you will get. So, however you choose to watch it, because I understand people have issues, and maybe they don't want to jump in on the MCU train yet, but hey, that's up to you. All I can say is, if you want to watch it, you will be entertained. That's all we really want in this life. We want to be entertained with characters we love, with stories we enjoy, you know? with these things that we put so much love and passion into, you know, to be treated to be treated with some respect, and to be like, hey, you came here to be entertained, so therefore we're going to entertain you. And that's what we got. Any hoot, that's all I got to say. I know it's just a bit of a rambling without me going into spoilers, but that's just what I want to do. That's how much I feel that this movie is. You know, it's a movie that I feel like you should watch to be entertained. You are going to enjoy that 2 hours of runtime that does not feel wasted at all to me. But that's just my recommendation. I hope you watched it. If you've watched it, please let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. Also, if you have any other recommendations in the superhero genre, please let me know in the comment section below. I will check them out and potentially see if I can make some videos out of that, because I do want to make more, get more work out there a little bit, you know, do some stuff here and there. But with that being said, I hope you guys all have a lovely day. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Goodbye.
Hey, still have that unbreakable skull? Now, damn it.
The dust and stone.